Hello everyone, welcome to the Strategy Meeples YouTube channel. Today I'm playing a game of Spirit Island on this tabletop simulator mod. So let's see, I want to play Volcano solo. Let's choose that. Let's play a game into France. Let's do level 6. And yeah, we will keep it at that. Okay, let's get started. Still loading some content for us. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we are playing against France 6 and we are playing as Volcano. That is one of the spirits from Jagged Earth expansion. Oh, also they kind of released an update for this tabletop simulator mod, like the one that's on Steam. So I think a bunch of stuff has changed or needs to be updated. So I couldn't load the Nature Incarnate content because I think that script needs to be updated too. And I believe there's some small bugs that also need to be taken care of. Like one of them, like I cannot see the spirit panel. That's interesting. Okay. So, oops, our Badland is gone. Let's get another one. So we are playing as Volcano, so the setup is put one presence and Badland on your starting board in a mountain of your choice and then push all the Han from that land. So let's start in land number 6, that way we can push the Han. And I am going to push the Han into this wetland, I think. Yeah, I'll just push the Han into this wetland. That's fine. We are playing on board number 1. Okay, and we are going up against France 6. So we really need to keep track of those town counts on the board. And France 6 persistent explorers and also triangle trade at France level 4. So a few things to keep track of. Let's get started. So the starting explore is jungles. Okay. So we want a France 6. So France 6 is basically after resolving an explore, on each board add one explorer to a land without any. And then fear cards can never remove explorers. If one board, you may instead push that explorer. So we are putting that into the coast just because we'll have to deal with this land at some point anyways. And I don't want to put it in a land that doesn't have any explorers, because if that land shows up as the next explore, France is going to add 2 more. So there'll be 3 explorers in that land. So better to just put them with the buildings. Okay. Okay, so we did that. Let's do our growth. So turn 1, let's go G2. I'm going with the middle growth option, that's G2. So add a presence. We will just grow our volcano over here. So it's a level 3 volcano now. Cards I want to play. I think early on we want to play cards that kind of impact the state of the board, like 2 pushes and like help us control the board a little more. So that's why I'm going to play Rain of Ash. So we already did our growth. So we gain energy, choose our power, we pay for it. Okay, fast power phase. So we have no fast powers this turn. So we skip to the invader phase. So it's not blighted. Let's look at the event. It's going to be skipped because it's the first turn. No fear, no ravage. Let's build in the jungles. Okay. So if you look at the town count, so right now it's at 3, just something to keep track of. That can really sneak up on you if you're playing against France. That's I haven't played against France that much, but like 99% of the games I've lost have just been this town count has just like you would like not think that a land is going to build or like not plan for it, and you have no way to stop that build and you instantly lose the game. So gotta keep an eye on that. Okay, let's see what the next explore is. Mountains. So that is good for us because we already have a lot of presence in mountains. And that's the only land we can grow into. That's the special rule for Volcano. And where do we want to France 6? So it has to be a land without explorers. So I'm going to put it in land number 7. Again, the reasoning behind putting it in a land with buildings is because if wetlands or sands show up, they'll be adding 2 more. So I don't want a stack of 3 explorers in a land just yet. Slow power phase. So let's do... Again, we have no innates triggered. We just have this Rain of Ash. So 2 fear. And then it's range 1 away, but since we have a stack of 3 Volcano over here, where's that? Yeah, 3 Volcano over there, we can use our special rule on the left called Volcanic Peaks Tower over the landscape. So your power cards gain +1 range if you have 3 or more presence in the origin land. This can be really handy, and in this case I am going to use it. So it gives me 2 range on this card. So push 2 the Han and 2 towns or two explorers or towns to a land without your presence. So I'm actually tempted, I was tempted to push this out of this land. But now that I think about it, the Han are going to strike back, and even though one the Han will die, like this land will be cleared out. I mean, the land won't be cleared out, but this town will die. Plus, if we get some Dahan defense through an event, like that'll save us too. Next turn, I'm thinking I want to explode for 2 or 3 maybe. And I want to deal with this land in some way. Ideally, I want to deal with this so that this doesn't build. And then this, so what do I push then? So ravage in the sand, ravage in the jungles, build in the mountains. But this, I'm going to destroy this in the fast with our left innate. That is explosive eruption. So that will deal with that land. And I'm just trying to think of what cards to play next turn. Do I just do a pyroclastic bombardment? This will let me do 2 damage. 2 damage in this land plus 2 damage from here. So like 4 damage. So I could destroy a city and explorer. Or I could just destroy 3 presence, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. That'll do a lot of damage, but then I'm letting this build. Or I could just throw this into land number 5 and that should deal with it. Actually, let's try and do that. So we already got the fear from Rain of Ash. So push 2 the Han and 2 towns or cities to lands with your presence. To lands without your presence, sorry. Push 2 the Han and 2 explorers or towns. I'm just debating what to do here. 2, 3. Ideally, I should push this just to handle it later on. Let the Dahan clear that land, but I'm just going to let this trade. So let's push. This I can deal with. There is nothing really for me to push. Let's just bring this out, I guess. Let's bring these Dahan out to fight. Just 2 Dahan and 2 explorers or towns to lands without your presence. Sure. This just brings it closer to the volcano. Let's go with that. This I'm going to let blight. This can also be blighted. That's fine. Let's see how that plays. Okay, so we are ready with this slow. Let's do time passes. Turn 2 and turn 2 onwards. We really don't want to go with G2 again. G3 can be really strong on Volcano. It gives you a power card. It lets you add a presence up to range 4 away. Gives you an additional card play and 2 energy. So let's make use of that. So I'm doing G3 here. So add a presence. So I am going to go down bottom track. I think that 2 energy should be enough. So this extra presence, I'm just going to build up my Volcano over here. And we gain a power card too. So let's gain a miner. This is good, but let's see. I'm ideally looking for something with mountain on it. So Gift of Entwined Days. Twined Days is interesting. Unquenchable Flames is on element for us. It's 1 fear, 1 damage to town or city. Invaders do not heal damage at the end of the turn. If I have 2 fire, then I can also add a bad land. The elements we are looking for are fire and mountain too. So I'm just going to go with that, not think about it too much. The only thing that I would have chosen over it would have been some defense. But for now, we will use that. The cards we want to play this turn. So we have 2 card plays this turn. Just because we have that 1 card play from the bottom track and then 1 from our growth 3 option. So I think I was going to do Pyroclastic Bombardment. And we can do Exaltation. So that lets us hit like the second tier of both our left and right innate. Let me see how this changes things if I instead do Lava Flows. That also gives us the same effect. But I might be a little energy strapped, so I'm going to go with that. Technically, I don't have to play Pyro. I could just do this and just build up my jungle so that I can do more effective damage, and then next turn I can play Pyro. Let's go with that actually. I like that option. Okay, so let's play these 2 cards. So I did my growth, I gained energy, gained a power card. Okay, gain, pay for it, fast power phase. So Exaltation of Molten Stone, what is it saying? Split 1 energy per fire you have between yourself and target spirit. So I'm the target spirit in this case, since it's solo. So how many fire do we have? 1, 2, 3. So we gain 2, 3. So really strong card in solo. Even in a multiplayer game, it's really strong. Like that consistent 2 energy or 3 energy that you can give out to your partner. It's really strong. Okay, so if you look at the left innates, Explosive Eruption. So destroy X presence in target land. And then this power's damage is done separately to both invaders and Dahan. And if we look at our left special rule, so collapse in a blast of lava and steam, it says when your presence is destroyed in that land, deal 1 damage per destroyed presence to both invaders and to Dahan. Okay. So basically we need to destroy 2 presents minimum. In this case I'm going to destroy 3 presents. Let's not put it on that. Let's just put it here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we destroyed 3 presents. So with the Badland, it does kind of like 4 damage, which is like overkill. But we destroy these 2. And in an adjacent land, so I'm going to choose this land. We get to do 3 damage. So that's 2 and 1. So that destroys that. That's going to stop a build in the mountains. Plus, it's increasing the town count for France. So that's really good. Okay, so there's no build. So that gives us more control over the board. And that's one of the reasons that I played lava flows, because that gives us better planning for adding that badlands on the map, on the island. Okay, so fast powers are done. Invader phase, so there's no blighted island. Let's look at the event. Okay, during the next normal ravage, each town does +1 damage. Okay, that sucks for this land. What else is going on? Each beast destroys 1 explorer. Each add 1 beast on a board without 1. Nothing happens. And add 1 Dahan to a jungle or wetland with Dahan. So this town is doing 2, 3, 4 damage. So that's destroying 2 of these Dahan. So I'm just gonna add a Dahan there. Okay, so that was the event. And let's see. Yeah, I gotta keep track of this triangle trade. So whenever, with this triangle trade rule of France, whenever the invaders build a coastal city, I have to add an adjacent town. Just something I need to keep track of. And persistent explorers is fine. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Fear ravage. So ravage in the jungle. So this does add a blight here. This adds this land blights here. So with the event condition, this town is doing 3 damage +1 4. So that destroys 2 Dahan. Then this Dahan strikes back. So that will destroy a town. And that earns us, I believe, the first fear card of the game. Nice. And build in the mountains, so nothing builds. That's great. Explore in the wetlands. I actually like that because we have buildings in both of these lands, so that's really nice. So it doesn't add 2 explorers with frontier explorers. That is France 1. And we need to add France 6 persistent explorers. So I'm just going to add that in our volcano land. Okay, so it's low power phase. So let's do our right innate. So add 1 of your destroyed presence, and then I can spend 2 energy to gain a power card. Okay, so we'll add a destroyed presence. I will spend 2 energy, gain a minor. Let's see. Defend fort. The only downside of this card right now is jungles and sands aren't coming up anywhere. It's literally mountains are ravaging and then wetlands are going to build. It can still be good at 0 cost, but there's hazards spread across the island and it's an on element token add for us. So I am going to pick that. Just helps us speed the game along. Okay, so we did the right innate. Let's do our lava flow. So add badlands and wilds. I'm not looking at the bottom, even though 1 damage can be useful in picking off solo lands that are about to build, but in this case the top is just too good for us. Badland and a wild. So let's see. I think If I do pyro, I can I destroy this if I explode for 2? I can clear off this land. And then, yeah, let's add a... Oh, I also have hazards, right? Okay. Yeah, let's just add a badland and wild over here. No, let's not add a blight. Let's not do that because... And we did not want to add a blight. So badland, what is the key for that? There we go. Okay. Reason I'm adding it here is because we're going to have to deal with it anyways. So just setting up that additional badland damage. Okay, so we are ready. Time passes. This turn, I still don't want to reclaim just yet. I'm going to go with G3 again. So gain 2 energy. Place a presence from bottom track. Just build up our volcano. That's all we need to keep doing every turn. And gain a power card. So let me gain energy here. So we have enough energy to go for a major. I do like all the cards we have though. Like if I play all 3 cards, I hit the levels of innates I want, plus I can do a ton of damage. This is adding more badlands. This is also adding badlands. So do I go for a major? What would I even forget? Maybe Rain of Ash. That's the card I would forget. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to play Rain of Ash again. So maybe it is fine to go for a major. Let's do that. That is again from G3 growth option. Weave together the fabric of time. Okay, I was gonna say... let's see. Let's wait and see. Pyroclastic Flow. This is like a really on element card for us. And it's saying 2 damage, destroy all explorers. If target land is jungle or wetland, add a blight. Okay. Sweep into the sea. Push all explorers and towns 1 land towards the nearest ocean. And forests of living obsidian, add a bad land, push all the Han. 1 damage to each invader if the origin land is your secret site. Plus 1 damage to each invader, and if the origin land is your secret site, plus 1 damage to each invader. This is a really good card. In this case, I'm just going to go with Pyroclastic Flow, because that 2 damage is going to come in handy. Plus, if I'm able to threshold it, which I might be able to pretty easily, that just gives me 4 damage, and that can be enough to clear out win the game. So let's go with that. Let's forget Rain of Ash. Do we actually want to play this card this turn? What if I do? I don't think it's going to be enough. What do we need? Oh, we have thresholded it. Wow. Yeah, because I'm getting fire and mountain from my tracks too. Something to remember. So all I need to threshold it is 3 air, and all these 3 cards have air. So Unquenchable Flames doesn't give us that air, so we will save it in our hand. We have the energy to play these 3 cards. Yep, just enough energy. Let's pay for it. Let's go into the fast power phase. Can we just win the game here? Let's see. Probably not. Okay, so again, since we have a level 3 Volcano, we get +1 range on all our power cards. From volcanic peaks tower over the landscape, a left special rule. So that means Pyroclastic has range 2. And I am choosing to target this coastal land right here. So it's giving me 2 damage, destroy all explorers. So destroy all explorers anyways. And plus, so 2 damage, and from the bottom plus 4, so that's enough to destroy this city. And then if target land is jungle or wetland, I have to add a blight. That's the one downside of this card, but that's fine. And we also add a wild, so that's good. Okay. Hazards spread across the island, so choose a type of token from blah blah blah. Okay, so basically I'm going to do that in land number 5. Actually, we don't have enough fear to just completely destroy that. Okay, I'm just gonna add a bad land. Just choose a token that exists in adjacent land. Add one of that type to the target land. Okay. Pyroclastic bombardment. So 1 damage to each town, city, or the Han, and then 1 damage, and then 1 damage to the Han. So I was thinking of doing that over here, but what if I did that over here instead? That way I don't need to explode this turn. Maybe I still do explode. Yeah, let's just still explode. Okay. So 1 damage to each town, city, or the Han. So that's gonna do how much damage? So this the Han is gonna take 1 damage. This is gonna take 1 damage. And then 1 extra damage. Destroy this city. Destroy this town. Then 1 damage to the Han, so the Han dies. And I'm just gonna explode for 1. So that was pyroclastic bombardment. And I'm just gonna explode for 1 over here. Since I have the bad land, I do +1 damage, so this is done. And I do 1 damage here, but with the Badlands I do 2 damage, so this is done too. So that's great. Board is looking nice and clean. This land we can deal with in the fast phase next turn. Okay. So that's all the fast powers that we played. Let's do... Oh, it is blighted. I didn't do the blight. My bad. Immediately on each board, destroy a presence and remove a town. I should have done this when I added that blight here. Okay, so we remove a presence and remove 1 town. Destroy 1 presence and remove 1 town. Okay, I guess we just remove that town. And then we have 3 blight per player to work with. That is fine. This might have changed how I did things. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the event. So it's blighted, so add a blight to coastal land on each board with invaders. Spirit may prevent this on any and all boards by destroying 2 presence. So that is not an option for us, so we have to add a blight to a coastal land. And I'm gonna add it to land number 1. I don't want it to cascade. That will instantly lose us the game, or at least bring us close to losing. Okay, push 1 beast to an adjacent land with no blight. It deals 1 damage there. Sure, with no blight. Just push it here. During Ravage, in every land defend 1 per the Han. That is fine. So that was event, fear, it's terror level 1. So each player may push 1 the Han from a land with invaders or gather 1 into a land with invaders. I'm just gonna push this right here. Actually, I'm gonna push this right here so that these the Han are grouped up. Actually, let me gather into this land just because there is an explorer here. Okay, so that was the fear. Ravage in mountains, nothing happens. Build in wetlands, nothing happens. I'm trying to think if the disease stays even if there's no buildings. So technically it's not building. I'll have to look that up. I think it stays. Doesn't matter in this case either way. Okay. So let's explore. So explore is in the jungle. So we need to do this stage 2 escalation. So after exploring, okay. So in this case, we add 2 explorers here because it has no towns or cities. This land doesn't explore. After exploring on each board, pick a land of the shown terrain. If attached towns or cities, add a blight, otherwise add a town. So we are choosing to add a town. Again, I'll instantly lose if I choose the blight. Okay, and then we have to France 6. I'm just going to France 6 into the mountains again. Into the, yeah. Okay, how do we win this game now? We still have a bunch of fear to go through. We are kind of low on blight. Really cannot be taking any more blight now. Okay. So it's slow phase. Let's do a right. So add 1 of our destroyed presence. Spend 2 energy. Oh, I actually do not have the 2 energy to spend. Okay, interesting. So that is it. That's all we can do then. Time passes. It's just 1 card left. So I'm going to reclaim, gain 3 energy, and gain a power card. I'm going to do my regular gain energy. Power card will just gain a minor in this case. So I'm looking for actually renewing boon does sound really good. It's a blight removal. Steam vents, the issue with this card is even if I threshold it, which I can easily do, it's with my special rule it still only gives me range 1, so I cannot reach this land unless I move my presence there. Let's do some math. How much fear do I need to get to terror level 2? So I need 8 here and 1 here. So 9 fear. And just right now destroying all the buildings on the board will give me 2 plus 1, 3 fear. So in that case, I'm going to pick renewing boon. Choose a land where you and target spirit both have presence. Maybe I can do it here. What cards do I want to play this turn? Man, this card is Pyroclastic Flow is really strong, but the only downside is if it's jungle or wetlands, I have to add a blight. That is a downside for it. Okay, our game plan is kind of fixed though. I think we just play this and play Pyro. kind of do want to destroy this city. So if I burst for 2, it'll destroy the city because of this bad land. It'll build a town there, that's fine. Exaltation just gives me energy. I can put a bad land in this land. And then with Pyro, I will do 1, 2, 3. I mean, I'll do 1 damage, 2 damage, I'll destroy this. 1 damage, I'll destroy that. And then do I just loop it again? Yeah, I can just loop it again. Just trying to think. Just play this. Oh wait, I did a G1 reclaim, right? So I can only play 2 cards. That's important. Just cannot play lava flows. Okay, let's go with these 2 cards. That means next turn I cannot play Pyro. Okay. Pyroclastic flow I can play. That's okay. Okay, fast power phase, so choose a token that exists in an adjacent land. Okay. So what if we just choose this land and I'm gonna choose a disease. Gonna add a disease and that will cost us an energy. And then using Pyroclastic Bombardment, I'm gonna do trying to think what will handle that land for us. I have to do it in that land, don't I? Yeah, we don't add any presence. Okay. So 1 damage to each, 1 damage and then 1 damage to the Han. So the Han dies. And then 2 damage basically. So with that, destroying this town. And we won't explode this turn. Okay. Because even if we did explode, even if we went for that sacrifice victory, that's not enough. Actually, isn't this the slave rebellion turn? In that case, I shouldn't do that. Let's undo that. Let's bring the town back. Let's add the Han back. So I'm just gonna choose to do this. In this land. With that, with the Badlands, it should be enough to destroy this city. So 2 damage to the city and then +1 with the Badland. Okay, so that's fast power. So Blighted Island, we are already blighted. Let's do our event. Slave Rebellion. So it's stage 1 and 2. So add a strife to a town. After finishing the event, draw another one. Okay, let's add a strife to this town. And the bottom part says invaders with strife take 1 damage per Dahan present. Add 1 Dahan per town or city this destroys. So that destroys this. Adds a Dahan. Nice. And then we draw another one. So let's click on that, draw and return. Okay. So each sacred site pushes down our explorer to an adjacent land. Remove one blight per player from the blight card, returning it to the box. I don't think I want to do that. Okay, so I think in this case I want to do the bottom part, which is saying 3 energy per land where you do damage. Actually, I aided by fire, so I do have 3 fire, and I only have 1 sacred site on the map, on the board, and it has sacred site and invaders. Okay, so either do 2 damage or destroy 1 presence from each spirit. So we'll do 2 damage, that destroys that. Okay, Beast Prowl. Each beast generates 1 fear if invaders are present, and moves to an adjacent land if not. Just move the beast here. Each spirit with at least 4 Dahan among its lands gains a minor card, so that is definitely not us. Okay, so that was the event. Let's do the fear card, terror level 1, push 1 from a land with blight, strife, badlands, wilds or Dahan. So wetlands are going to ravage. I'll just push it here. How are we going to win? We don't have enough fear. That's funny. Okay, so we did that push. So ravage in the wetlands, nothing happens. That's funny. Build in the forest, so this goes away. We build a town here. Explore is coastal. Doesn't explore. Man, this land is so bad for us. And in this case, we don't escalate because it's doesn't have that escalate symbol. We do need to France 6. Just gonna France 6 into this wetland right here. Why not? I guess just in our volcano land. Slow powers, so add 1 of your destroyed presence. Sure. Then pay 2 energy to gain a power card. Tempted to do it because I really want to draft a defense. Oh, did I end up picking a card from one of these? Guess I didn't. Oops. I'm just gonna pick Renewing Rain, assuming I did it. When I did. Gain a minor. I'm really not excited about any of these cards. I'm just going to pick Call to Ferocity. Just because slow power phase is done, time passes. We have a few problems now. We are down to 2 blight. It's going to ravage in the jungles. This I can totally deal with. This land is a problem. It's a big problem for us. It's definitely gain. Let's do G3. Gain a minor, sure. I think that one does it. Song of Sanctity does it too, I believe. Yeah, I think we have some good answers. So yeah, G3 is what we did. So gain 2 energy. This is different too, so we would be taking a gamble, so I don't want to do that. Veil of the Night's Hunt is the answer, I think. So for each Dahan present, choose a different invader. 1 damage to each of those invaders. Song of Sanctity also does it, kind of. Target land is mountain or jungles, and if explorers are present, push all of them, otherwise remove a blight. So that will let me push all of these, but I'm just going to grab Veil of the Night's Hunt. This is a really good card into France. Okay. So we have 3 card plays this turn, extra card play from G3. So Veil of the Night's Hunt. I could Pyro. Destroy. I really want some buildings on the board. I want some fear. How do we get some fear? Can play this guy. And then I guess we lost Lava Flows, but that was, we lost Rain of Ash, but that was giving us fear. That is funny. We'll just play Lava Flows, I think, like this. We gain energy. Okay. Oh, and we need to add a presence. I don't think. Did I add a presence? I don't think I did. Okay, pay for these. Fast power phase. Let's do our Veil of the Night's Hunt. So since we have 3 Dahan there, it does 3 damage to 3 different 1 damage to 3 different explorers, so that's gone. Unquenchable Flames is a slow, and then our left innate, we are going to do that. So I'm going to destroy 2 presents, and 2 destroys this, and it does 2 plus 1, 3 damage in this land, clearing that. And yeah, let's go from there. So invader phase, blighted island, event. It's blighted. Remove 1 blight per player from the blight card. Return it to the box. Oh man. Okay. So push up to 2 explorers or 1 town from a land with beast, so nothing happens. 1 damage per Dahan. Then each surviving town or explorer deals 1 damage to Dahan. There's no towns or cities. I'm just playing with explorers over here, so nothing happens. So what happens next? Event, fear. There's no fear. Ravage in the jungles. This guy dies. Build in the wetlands. Nothing. We add 2 towns here. I actually really like that because that means that I can finally get some fear to win the game, hopefully. And then we do our explore. It's mountains. That is just great. It's mountains with escalation. And the escalation says after exploring on each board, pick a land of the shown terrain. If attached towns or cities, add a blight. Otherwise, add a town. So I'm going to add a town over here. Nice. And France 6, I'm going to France 6 into land number 3. It's going to die in the coastal ravage. Okay, I think we might finally have a win condition here. So slow power phase, so unquenchable flames. We get to add a bad land because we thresholded it. So I'm going to add a bad land to this land right here. Okay, 1 fear. 1 damage to towns or cities. And then invaders do not heal damage at the end of the turn. So since I have a bad land, I'm doing 2 damage. So I'll just destroy this guy. And then lava flows says add a bad land and a wild. So just trying to see what gives us like raw fear at this point. Not many things. Okay, add a badland and a wild. Or I could just do 1 damage and that destroys this guy. It's a funny game. I'm just gonna do the 1 damage, range 1 away. Since this has a badland. Yeah, since that has a bad land, I'm going to do 2 damage. I'm actually going to destroy both of these. That was lava flows. And then let's do the right innate. So add one of our destroyed presence back. And then let's spend... we cannot gain a power card. Should plan for that better. Time passes. Doing G3 here. Just need something that gives me fear. If I destroy both the towns, I'll be down to just need 1 more fear. Do I have anything that gives me fear at this point? 1 fear that's slow. Need some sort of fast fear. Yeah, I need some sort of fast fear. Nothing. I'm just gonna go G3 then, yeah. Gain a minor again. Come on, something with fast fear. Rain of blood, it's... yeah. I mean, sure, it's something. Okay, gain energy. I can again play 3 cards. So rain of blood. I'll still play pyro just because. Let's play molten exaltation. Pay for these cards. Fast power phase. So we get how much? 1, 2, 3 energy. Pyroclastic flow. So I have to choose any land other than jungle or wetland. So 2 damage and destroy all. But then jungle or wetland. I mean, sure, 2 damage and destroy all. Just gonna choose this land. No, anything other than jungle or wetland. So let's just try this. It's one more fear. Okay, and then we'll do our eruption for 2, 1, 2, 3. So I'm doing 3 damage. You know what? I'm actually going to use pyro in my own land. So that would have cleared out these 2. And then I'll explode for 2. So I'll destroy this town and the town over here. Okay, 1 fear away from winning. Okay, that's fast. Invader phase. Blight, let's check the event. It's stage 2. Invaders do not ravage in lands unless there are more invaders than current terror level. Doesn't matter. So current terror level is 1 and there are 2 invaders. So they will ravage. Okay, in each land with beast, 1 damage per beast, okay, and in each land push 1 Dahan per this, 2 lands without this. Sure, we'll just push this over here. And I guess they don't ravage because of that top part. Okay, so fear card. Terror level 1, replace. There's no towns to replace. Ravage in the coast. I think they don't ravage from the top part. Build. Don't build in the mountains. Explore. Wetlands. France 6 into mountains, and then we have to escalate. So I'm gonna add a town over here. Rain of blood, so 2 fear. Target land has at least 2 towns, so we only get 2 fear from it. That is enough for us to win in the fast. So we add back a destroyed presence. Do not need a card, we'll just skip it. Time passes, reclaim, 3 energy, gain a power card, sure, gain a major. Defend 2, I mean, really doesn't matter what I pick here, sure. We can forget this guy. We can just play pyro. So it says 1 damage to each town or explorer and then 1 damage. So that's enough to destroy this, and that should be game. So yeah, it was actually a funny game because we got way ahead of the buildings on the board, but we just didn't have enough fear. So something to keep in mind with these high offensive spirits, that you still need a win condition to actually win the game. And we kind of came down to 1 blight. So if another event or something would have screwed with us, that would not have ended good. But yeah, that's the game. Thanks for joining. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.